Hi, everyone. It's Henry and Laura, and we're super excited to talk to you this week.
Hello, everyone. Let me just find this one here. I like to have some pictures and descriptions to share. So, and again, to understand this, you need to have your own natal chart. And this is kind of what I have. This is mine. Um, you can get your natal chart free. There are many websites. You just Google free natal chart and you can get your own. Um, For your natal chart, you're gonna need to know the time and date of birth. Time is very, very important because based on the time will tell you where your ascendant is and where your house falls into. So, and also you need to know where you were born, so date, time, and where you were born. And
Yeah,
you,
so if you're looking, you just get your birth certificate if you don't know all of that already.
mhm. So the timing is kind of essential because every 4 minutes the ascendant moves 1 degree, so 10-15 minutes difference in your time of birth can make a huge change in where the planets are located and what your ascendant is. So um but once you have the natal chart, and this is the thing, usually we the question is, oh, what's your sign? And when we say I'm a Sagittarius or I'm a Taurus or I'm a Leo, what you are saying is my sun is in Sagittarius, my sun, I have a Leo sun. You are telling where your sun is, and that is very, very important, is the light of your heart. But then there are two more components. They are vital in describing who you are. So to me, and sometimes the moon is actually, if you want to get to know the other person, sometimes through the moon you know that person better than through the sun. So for me to understand somebody in astrology, I have to put together the sun, the moon, and the ascendant. The sun, um, the sun is your heart, your soul. And I have this example here. The sun is the driver, the true purpose of that trip, which is your life, where you're heading, and also all the discoveries that you find through the journey. So you are heading to this destination that is embracing, fully embracing your sun. But it's a discovery process. It's discovering your heart, discovering your soul, discovering the purpose of you here in life. Now, the ascendant, and I'm going to show how to find the ascendant, is in your natal chart. The ascendant describes the journey in life, is the vehicle that you use to navigate this life. It's the mask that you wear to get things done. It's how others perceive you. Um, and then what I think is one of the most important aspects is your moon, because your moons tell you where you're coming from. In this trip that we are talking now, it's what you need to carry with you in order to do this trip, in order to start this journey. It's what feels comfortable for you, what you already know. Perhaps in previous lifetime you already learned all these lessons, so for you now becomes natural. So it's your emotions, it's your feelings. So yeah, your heart tells you where you want to go, but who you are, it's your moon. And how you navigate life, what mask, what personality are you taking, is your ascendant. So
I like the couple ways you said it to me before, which is so the sun is where you're going, the ascendant's how you're going to get there, and the moon is something to be remembered, because when you're at a stressful point, potentially, you go back to what you know concretely.
Mhm.
And so you can settle into your moon if there's other things going on in your life, which I think is always really important, because for me, I may be less Taurus and more Capricorn
Mhm.
because of that. So it's that part's really fascinating to me.
Yeah, we're gonna go into details now, because I feel knowing your moon and knowing the moon of people in your life, well, that's when you really get to know the other person. Um, to be honest, my marriage really improved since I learned about my own moon and my husband's moon. Um, because most of the time we react or we expect things from the other person based on our moon's need. So it is great because we already own the gift that the moon is giving us, but at the same time we expect things based on our moon's need. So it can be limiting. And in many branches of astrology, the moon is considered something negative because it represents your comfort zone. It represents what you already know, and because you already know this, you want to stay there. And if you stay in the moon energy, then you don't grow and expand and you don't go to the sun, which is what your soul wants you to discover. I don't feel that way. I feel that as long as I know that I'm not being trapped by my moon's feelings, it's good to know that I have all these experiences that the moon is giving me, all this knowledge that my own moon is giving me. Now, I always watch that I'm not stepping into moon mode and stopping my growth and my expansion. For me, it's this idea of you have a kid and you want your kid to be super happy at home, but at some point, a certain age, you want your kids to go out and explore the world, knowing that they can always go back home if they need it, knowing that as a parent, you're always going to be a backup. You're always going to have your kids back, but they have to go. They have to experience their own life. They have to discover, their own gifts in this life.
So
Home.
you can be stuck in your moon energy, is what you're part of what you're saying too, right?
You what? I'm sorry.
You can be stuck in your moon energy because it feels comfortable to be there.
You have to watch out for the moon energy because that's what you try to be at all the time, and what you expect from others to feed your moon's need. And when you are entering that energy, that is limiting you. And usually when you start limiting yourself, your soul start breaking from giving you what you need, so you can start seeking what you have to do. Like, if you want attention, if you want everybody to give you attention because you have a Leo moon, people will notice you. But if you need attention in order to live your life, if you want recognition in order to do whatever it is that you want to do, if you're always required that, then something that flows naturally to you, which is getting people's attention, now it's going to stop, because life is going to understand that that's an addiction. That is something that is controlling you, wanting attention. So what life is going to do is cut attention. So that way you have to leave that energy, leave that home, and start seeking what the sun is asking you. But if you understand your moon and you see, okay, people notice me, that comes naturally, but I don't need to get people's attention in order to live my life. That's a healthy Leo moon.
Right.
You don't need that energy to go through life. But when you have it, good. It comes with me.
Right.
Okay?
It's
So
part of who you are.
in a natal chart, I want to show that the sun is this yellow circle with a little yellow dot in the center. So this will tell you where your sun is. And it will tell you that this zodiac sign is Sagittarius. We're going to go in depth through all the zodiac sign and all, but this is just to explain how to start reading a natal chart for someone that is not familiar with this. You find the sun, which is the yellow circle with the yellow dot, and then you see what zodiac sign is in and in what house. Because in whatever house you have the sun, this is a area of your life that you really need to bring and explore and live and experience. It's this one is in a fifth house, so this person needs to be created in order to express itself, in order to live their soul's path. This is a person that needs to have artistic expressions, be creative, play in life, because the sun is in the fifth house. So we're going to talk specifically about the sun in next episode, but you find your sun, you look in what zodiac sign is and in which house it is. And that's going to give you a lot of information of where you have to go in life. It tells you your trip, where you're going, your destination. Then you have the moon. And the moon, you can see clear, is a moon usually color blue if you have colors. And again, you find in what zodiac sign you have your moon to understand your moon. And you see in which house you have the moon. Because you will be very, very emotional here. In the house that you have the moon, you might feel safe. You might feel that the activities of that house, you need to have them in your life, but also can become addictive, can limit you. So it's a house that you have to watch out and check that is always imbalanced. And then the other information, you will see here a horizontal red line. And here you have an arrow. This is your ascendant. So the arrow shows you your ascendant, and the other end of this line show you your descendant. But for now, we're going to talk about the ascendant, because this is the vehicle, this is the mask, the personality that you take to get to your sun, to activate all the gifts of your sun. So you have to, the red arrow always starts the first house. So always gonna be at the end of the 12th and the beginning of the first one. It's what define the houses actually. But you have to watch out, you have to understand what zodiac sign is in, because this sign will tell you how people will perceive you. And also, you have to understand what planet rules this zodiac sign. So, and we're gonna go in depth on that in next episodes too. But for example, this is a Leo ascendant, and the energy that rules Leo is the sun. So if you want to understand how you go through life here, you look where your sun is. But if you have a Libra, for example, if your ascendant is in Libra, then Venus rules Libra. So then you have to go and look where is Venus in your natal chart to get more information about your ascendant. But these are the three components of how you go through life. What is your mission, how you feel safe, and how others perceive you. So here I have, this is the symbol for the sun, this is the symbol for the moon, and this is the red arrow that shows your ascendant. So let's talk a little bit about the sun. The sun is the strongest representation of who you are. Not that others will understand who you are, but within you. I think only the people that are really close to you will see your sun. And it's something that you go through life to discover it. Again, it's where you're going, where you're heading. So It's not easy to see at the beginning of your life or maybe while you are a teenager. It's something that it's developed with age. It's a discovery. It's always in you. And every time you have your heart activated, then your sun explodes and shows you the light. But sometimes, or most of the time, at least at the beginning of our life, we are more ruled by the moon. So the sun is not really easy. And sometimes we don't even understand it within ourselves. It's your true self, your essence. It's your willpower, your sense of purpose, your creativity, and your wish and the desires that you want to manifest here on earth, how you want to live your life. So you look for your sun and you understanding what zodiac sign is. You read that zodiac sign, and that is what you have to embrace. What you have to be more of it as much as you can. The more, the merrier. But that doesn't mean that comes easy. It's just that the more you bring the energy of that zodiac sign, the more you will feel that you are aligned, that you are walking the right path. But sometimes it's not the right moment. Sometimes you have to go through other things in life while you are forming yourself. I'm talking about, your early 20s. Usually we start understanding more about ourselves when we have our first Saturn return at the age of 27, 28. That's when life starts to get serious. So before that, we might take the personality of our family, of our groups, we try to fit. And sometimes when we try to fit into groups or family, or it's hard for us to show our own sun, our own heart, our own expression. So do you have any questions about this? Or I don't know if I'm being
No,
clear or...
no, it's great. I think the other thing when we get into deeper with the sun is, what's the ruling planet, and if that's in the same house of the, I think there's some things where it feels like it doubles down. And I know I have that because I'm Taurus and Venus is also in my 12th house. And so
Yeah.
it,
I
it,
think
it
I think our next episode can be understanding the sun in each zodiac sign and in each house, so
yeah,
that we can
perfect.
understand what our soul is asking us to bring into this reality.
And
So
if you're looking at the houses, last time we did the houses, so that's out there as well, so you can see what the houses are. And I think you did a great job of explaining them pretty
thank
easily.
you. We also did a beautiful meditation this morning, which was um, expressing ourselves within this physical reality, bringing our true self, our true voice, and knowing that we belong here and our gifts are needed, and that we can contribute to all this transformation that we're going through. That is activating your sun. It's
Absolutely.
honoring who you truly are, honoring the way you perceive reality, honoring your desires to manifest things in this life that are not only for your own good, but for the good of all of us. And when you are on that path, you are honoring your heart. So you are
So,
understanding your sun.
so powerful.
Yeah. So where when you see your sun and you find it on your house, you understand that here I want to be myself. In this house, I want to be honest. I don't want to be a part of a bigger group. Here I have to shine my life, my light. Here I want to be special. I want to be seen. I want people to notice me. And then I need to do this. For me, it feels like a need. I have the sun in my 11th house. I need people. I need I love my morning meditation group. And I keep telling my tribe, I'm not doing this meditation for you, although it's good that you enjoy it, but I'm doing it for myself because I need to have to be a part of something bigger than myself and to work together because I have my son in my 11th house.
Well, and you feel fed when you do it. So that's a big part of
Exactly.
what you
So
feel fed when you're doing.
it feels like a need. I cannot be myself if I don't do it.
Right.
If I ignore that need in me, I'm living halfway. So
Yeah.
when you figure where your sun is, understand that house, and then know that you need to explore that aspect of your life.
Love it.
Okay? All right. So now your moon. Your moon is your emotional self, is your feelings, is how you express your feelings, is how you react and how you respond um, to things. That's what sometimes the moon becomes a little bit dangerous because it's something that you do unconsciously. It's your reaction mode. And sometimes it's not what you need to do. Sometimes you have to wait and understand and then analyze, but the moon just comes to surface and it's hard to control it. The great thing about the moon is your intuition, your imagination, your inner knowing, the ability to connect with your gut feelings. So when you have a healthy moon, by instinct, you know how to navigate reality. The zodiac sign that rules your moon tells you how you can flow through life. It's also your memories, your habits, your patterns, and sometimes unconscious patterns. So those things that you repeat over and over. And sometimes the things that limit yourself because you are always doing the same thing. Um, so sometimes you feel, why is always this happening to me? Well, it's always happening to you because you are always creating the same situation based on your behavior patterns. And usually, depending on how the moon is connected, but usually it's the moon that brings those repeating patterns in you. And if you don't understand that that's repeating, then you are trapped because you are always trying to fix the same problem that you are always generating. So understanding the patterns and analyzing, is this a good thing for me or is something that is limiting me? It's something that I crave as an addiction, or is something that I can hold hands with and move forward in my life? So the moon is a gift, but you have to be careful of how much you need that gift. Not
Yeah.
allowing not allowing the energy of the moon to control you. It's it's that's what you mentioned before, is how you feel safe, where you feel safe. When you are tired, where are you going? For somebody that has a fired moon, sometimes they relax by exercising, by competing, by doing a extreme sport. For somebody that has a air moon, they might need to just talk the problem out, to share, to or maybe to get really busy with their minds, to read or to occupy the mind doing something else. Somebody that has a water moon, they might need to be alone and really get deep into their feelings. So, but that is, the moon represents, okay, I did enough now. I need to recover. How do I recover? Look for your moon.
Cool.
Okay, the moon is also where you're coming from, your emotional background. Um, Essential, the moon needs to be nourished. So it's understanding your inner needs, your own needs, and giving yourself what you need. It's your lessons learned. So the things that you already know. The moon comes so easy. The embracing or externalizing your moon energy, depending on the zodiac sign that is in, comes so easy because you already know how to do that. In previous lifetime, that was your sun, so you actually did all the traveling and the getting to know that energy. So now it's in your pocket. So you are very familiar with that. It's comfortable. So there are two things that I like to always share about the moon, because I this was kind of like life changing for me. If you want to understand a child, look for the moon, not the sun, because the child didn't have time yet to incorporate the sun's energy. So a child is living in moon's energy. So what your child needs is what the moon shows in his or her natal chart. And my daughter has an air Aquarius moon. So when she's studying, reading a book sometimes, listen to music. And I was stopping that because it's like, Ceci, you have to concentrate on what you're doing. But then understanding that she needs activity in her
Yeah.
mind. Her her grades were always great. So she can entertain too many things at the same time. She needs to talk. She might be taking a test and wanting to talk. So they're children that need to move. If you have a fire moon, it's hard for the child to stay quiet and sitting quiet and understanding, because their comfortable way of being is moving. I have a Leo moon. When I'm on the treadmill, I get lots of ideas. So I actually walk or exercise with a book next to me where I can take my notes. Moving for me is what really makes me feel relaxed, and I connect when I'm moving. So if you want to understand what your child need, look for his or her moon, and you'll know more about how you can fit that child, so the child can feel safe, can feel comfortable, can feel that has a space to grow and be himself or herself. And the other great thing about the moon is get to know your partner's moon, because a way to improve a relationship is knowing what the other person need. And we all need different things, and the needs come from the moon. So when you understand your partner and you understand their moon, his moon or her moon, then you know what that person is craving. And it's not necessarily what you feel that person crave, because you feel based on your own moon. So you usually will give that person what you feel it's good for you. But we don't need the same things. That your partner might need something completely different. So understanding your partners and your friends and even your parents, understanding what they need, how they feel comfortable, how they feel happy and secure. I think it's really those kind of things that can change your relationships in a big way.
Awesome.
And I think I had shared everything that I have to share.
That's awesome. Well, I think this was a great episode to really set the baseline. And I love the idea of everybody go out and get your natal chart, get your time and your date and your city, get your natal chart, and actually get your partner's natal chart if you can, because it'll be a good exploration of where your moon and the sun, ascendant and sun are. You'll start
Yeah.
to understand. And as Laura said, figure out the moon first, because that's where you go when things
Yeah,
are.
and the important thing is do not take this as a limitation, as okay, this is my moon. I'm gonna have to live by this. Take this as getting to know yourself. So
Right.
that way you know the name of the game, you know the rules of the game, and you know when you are growing and expanding and when you are limiting yourself. So it's inner wisdom, it's getting to know yourself and use that in a way that you can expand. And when you feel that you are retreating or when you feel trapped, go through these different energies and understand what is trapping you, so that way you can learn to break free and explore life in a different way and feel free to go through life.
And you get a chance by understanding your son, saying, that's why I feel fed sometimes when I'm doing this, because you're discovering it, and you feel the excitement of discovering what you're here to discover.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting as well. So you'll know. And this is very poignant given what we're going to get in the next couple of days with the full moon. So we talked about change and we talked about understanding. Well, if the change gets tough, you're going to go back to the moon. And then if you feel like you're managing it, you're going to be moving towards your sun. So it all works together. And as we said on one of the previous episodes, it's kind of like you came with a playbook, and everybody's playbook's a little bit different because of your timing of when you were born, but it's cool playbook for you.
Yeah. And we are really happy to share all this because I think it makes life easier.
Well, we hope it does. And if you guys have any questions or you want to leave messages, please don't hesitate. And you can see Laura's and all Laura's information on YouTube. And obviously, you can also download MediMind from Cloud9 Online right in the Google Play or Apple Store as well. So you can get some guided meditation. So we're excited to bring this to you, and we're just going to keep kind of putting out things that we think have helped us, that we think, and given the environment we're in right now, it can help you as well. So it's pretty exciting.
Bye, everybody, and have an awesome week and a
Thank
happy
you.
full moon. Bye.